Now Indians can buy homes in Saudi Arabia. A new law, a new beginning. Imagine this, the first morning azan echoing across the Saudi desert, and an Indian family standing in their balcony, listening peacefully. A family that now legally owns that land. Yes, what once seemed like a distant dream is now a reality. Saudi Arabia, a country where for decades, buying property was limited strictly to Saudi citizens and a few exceptional cases, has finally opened its doors to foreigners. Now, millions across the world, including Indians, can legally purchase property in Saudi Arabia. But while this news is exciting, it also comes with a dose of caution. Because along with this opportunity come a number of rules, possibilities, and warnings, all of which we'll explain in detail in this video. But before we begin, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. Let's start today's discussion without any delay. On July 25, a new law published in Al-Qura, the official gazette of the Saudi government, made history. According to this law, foreign nationals from any country can now purchase property in most parts of Saudi Arabia. Yes, holy cities like Mecca and Medina remain restricted, but the rest of the country is now open to your investments. And this change hasn't come out of necessity, but as a part of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, a strategic roadmap to reduce its dependence on oil and expand into diverse economic sectors. The law comes with a 180-day preparation window, meaning it will be fully implemented starting January 2026. Until then, foreign nationals must become familiar with the process, required documentation, and the applicable rules, so they're ready when the time comes. For Indian citizens who once dreamed of investing in cities like Dubai, London, or Singapore, Saudi Arabia is now officially on that list. Now let's address the most crucial part. Can you buy a house anywhere in Saudi Arabia? The answer is, legally residing foreign nationals can buy a residential property anywhere in the country, except Mecca and Medina. However, this property must be for personal use only. That means you cannot rent it out or convert it into a hotel. The property must serve as a private residence. This permission isn't just limited to individuals. Foreign companies operating in Saudi Arabia can also purchase property for employee accommodation or office use. Additionally, embassies and international organizations may acquire property with government approval. In short, Saudi Arabia's real estate market is emerging as a new global investment destination. However, some cities still remain outside the scope of this new law. Property purchases in Mecca and Medina will continue to be strictly prohibited as before. These two cities hold immense religious significance in Islam, and therefore, non-Muslims will not be allowed to buy property there. Even for Muslims, ownership will be permitted only under special circumstances, and only with explicit government approval. According to the Saudi government, this restriction is essential to preserve religious and cultural sanctity. Now, if you cannot buy property in a particular area, is there still a way to live there? Absolutely. The Saudi government also allows usufruct rights, which means you have the right to use a property, live in it, and even benefit from it, but you cannot own it. In addition, traditional lease agreements remain in effect. You can rent property for short or long durations as needed. Now comes an important question. What if a foreigner tries to buy property using false documents? For this too, strict regulations have been put in place. Every foreigner will be required to register their property in the National Real Estate Registry, and a maximum fee of 5% must be paid at the time of transfer. If any document is found to be fraudulent or any law is violated, the violator could face a fine of up to 10 million Saudi riyals, which is roughly 22 crore in Indian currency. Moreover, the government also holds the authority to confiscate the property. This law, however, does not apply to those who already legally own property in Saudi Arabia. If you've already purchased real estate in a valid manner, your rights remain protected. Interestingly, Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) member countries have now been granted permission to buy property in Mecca and Medina, something that was not allowed earlier. This marks a significant shift as Saudi Arabia slowly moves toward a more liberal real estate system. Now the question arises, what benefit will this bring to the people of India? The answer is simple. If you are living in Saudi Arabia, working there, or looking for a safe, spiritual, and modern place to retire in the future, Saudi Arabia has now become a new option for you. For the millions of Indians working in the Gulf countries, this law is nothing short of a gift. Now, they can not only send money back home, but also lay down roots in the very land they work in. However, this golden opportunity also comes with responsibility. Investors are advised not to make hasty decisions. In the next 6 months, the government will release detailed guidelines specifying which areas are open for purchase, what documents will be required, and what the complete process will be. So, if you want to make the most of this opportunity, you must stay updated on these upcoming regulations. This change is not just a legal reform, it is a symbol of the social and economic transformation taking place within Saudi Arabia. Under Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia no longer wants to remain an all-dependent economy. It aims to attract global investment in sectors like tourism, healthcare, education, and real estate. And this is exactly why the country is now opening its doors to investors from around the world. India and Saudi Arabia share a relationship that spans centuries through trade, culture, labor, and faith. And now, with Saudi Arabia opening the doors to property ownership, it's a moment to deepen that bond even further. Indians now have not just a new investment opportunity, but a chance to establish a permanent presence on a land that was once only a place of work. So if you're considering a stable and profitable real estate investment abroad, Saudi Arabia has now joined your list. But remember, understand the rules, follow the process, and take each step with care. Because while this is a golden opportunity, it's also a sensitive one. This is not just a story about a new law. It's the story of a new mindset, where a traditionally conservative country is opening its doors to global citizens. And India, a country that has always turned every change into an opportunity, won't be left behind this time either.
Something new. Do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.